So, how long do you think you'll be away this time? I know these business trips have a way of dragging out, but just a rough guess would be good. I'm going to the supermarket later, so I need an idea of how much to buy while you're away. Where are you going again?
What's with the interrogation? Same as usual, I think. About a week. I can't say 100% when I'll be back, though. Do you need to know right now? What's the rush? I don't think it will be any different from the last time.
Well, you're going to be away next week, so I thought I'd go out for dinner with friends. That's all. It's been ages since I had a girls' night. If you are coming back on that night, it would be really helpful if I didn't have to pick you up. Any idea?
So that's it. I had a feeling that's what you were getting at. I can get the bus back into town. If I have to catch a later flight, I'll just get a taxi. Work will cover it, so it's not such a big deal. I'm not 100% yet, but the plan is to leave Sunday night and be away for a week. So I'll probably be back late on Friday night, I guess. But you know things can change. It's a funny old business.
Gotcha. So apart from Sunday and Friday, I'm good to go. Thanks, that helps. Now I can make a plan.
Right.
I was just wondering how many of us could get together this week. Everyone's so busy, so we really don't get that many chances to go out as a group. One of my friends works at a restaurant. She's on a break right now, so she's expecting an answer. Apart from her, the rest of us do office work. Most of us spend all day texting each other. I know that's not the best use of time, but you know how us girls love to chatter.
Don't you have to get back to work? You can't spend all day texting people, can you?
My cubicle is behind a massive rubber tree potted plant. Even the guy in the next cubicle can't see me.
You're an official city worker. Are you sure that's an efficient use of taxpayers' money?
Hey, I work when I have to. I never miss a deadline. It's just quiet at the moment. A bit of texting isn't going to get in the way.
If you say so.
I'm doing the bare minimum. That's usually enough. Loads of the others just eat donuts, drink coffee, and stand around talking all day. Big Dave takes so many toilet breaks, people would forget his name if it wasn't Big Dave. I know he just sits in there playing poker on his phone.
Maybe he's actually got stomach problems. Have you considered that?
I have actually. But you should see the amount of curry he eats. Whenever we order in, he asks for the hottest possible level. The delivery driver told me they are all in awe of him down at the restaurant. And they're Indians. He said even people in his hometown don't eat stuff that hot. And he's from Andhra Pradesh, where they grow all the chilies. We spent Friday last night seeing how hot he could go. We had an office betting pool going. Nobody won it because nobody thought Dave could eat 3 Carolina Reapers in one go.
4 years of university education to text all day and watch large men eat chilies.
Maybe that's why Dave takes such long toilet breaks? What about you? Are you working at the moment? Is it okay for you to be texting me? I don't want to get you in trouble.
No trouble. I'm out of the office at the moment, so yeah, no problem. I'm just stopping at a cafe for a late lunch. I've been run off my feet all morning.
A cafe? Ooh la la! That's fancy for you. Don't you always have a burger and fries at some seedy diner? Why the sudden urge to be stylish? Next thing you know, you'll be wearing designer shirts and having a shower every day.
Come on, Allison. What do you take me for? Why do you tease me so much? I can't exactly work in a suit, you know. But you know what? I want to have lunch at nice places too, every now and then. I just can't usually go into cafes covered in grease, can I?
Okay, I didn't know. This city has an endless number of nice cafes and restaurants. I just didn't think that sort of thing appealed to you. Maybe we could... Oh, about your trip.
Don't change the subject.
Sorry. I just don't have much time. Carrie needs a decision soon so that our manager will add her to the night shift that day. Once that's been sent out, it can't be changed. Unless she dies. Where did you say you were going? Chicago?
Yeah, I told you, right? We're opening a new shop up there. I didn't think I'd be asked to go this time after what happened in Memphis. But at the same time as the grand opening in Chicago, a lot of the usual sales team will be at a convention in Las Vegas.
Oh, Jesus, don't remind me of Memphis. I drove for 30 hours nonstop to bail you out. You still owe me big time for that.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, the boss said no going out. Just be there for the opening and come straight back. It should be okay. What's the worst that could happen?
You tell me. You aren't going with Jackson again, are you? God, please no. I don't want to have to drive to Chicago.
No, Jackson will be at the convention. You can rest assured. I don't think I ever want to go anywhere with that animal again.
Oh, hey! A box of Catherine Ann chocolates, please.
Yeah, if they have them at the airport, I'll pick up a box for you.
Yes, please.
I'm not going for fun, though. The boss hasn't scheduled any downtime. After what happened last time, I am keen to clear my name, too. Restore a bit of trust. This trip is just in, opening, out. No fun. He even told me to order room service so I don't need to go out.
That's a shame. I've heard the Gangsters and Ghost Tour is a hoot. You've always been a big Al Capone fan, haven't you?
Yes, that era fascinates me. I was hoping for a bit of sightseeing, but oh well, maybe next time.
Didn't you say you had a friend from university you were hoping to meet?
I'm hoping to, yeah. Maybe at the hotel bar for a bit, but the return flight is 6 a.m., so I don't know if I should. But I don't know when I'll get another chance. I suppose I should just suck it up and be tired the next day.
And you can ask your friend about souvenirs. I'm sure he'll know what's popular. Anything's okay, but if you have time...
Okay, I'll ask. Is that all you wanted to talk about? It seemed pretty urgent.
No, that's all. I'm going to swing by the supermarket, so if there's anything you need, razors, deodorant, text me a list, okay? I'll go after work, so if anything comes to mind, let me know before 5.
Nothing I can think of. If something suddenly comes to mind, I'll text you. I'm not leaving until Sunday, so there's no rush, really.
Yeah, but I'm going tonight, so let me know.
I'm knocking off work at lunchtime on Friday, too, so I can go shopping then if need be.
Okay, we could go together then.
Yeah, right. Back to work. See you at home. Don't work too hard. Wink.
Yeah, you too.
Can you spare a moment? If you're too busy, that's okay. Just shoot me a text when you have a minute.
What's up? Are you having a late lunch again? You almost never text me during the day. Should I be worried?
It's urgent. So... The boss wants me to head back to Chicago the month after next. A couple of the new guys have quit for some reason and they are short-staffed. I just thought I'd give you a heads up. You can go ahead and plan another girls' night. I remember you saying one of your friends needed to know a long time in advance.
Again? Really? You're away a lot recently. I guess it's good that your boss trusts you again. After what happened in Memphis, I worried that you'd be stuck where you are forever.
I doubt he's forgotten, but I've been working hard recently. I've been doing more sales and actually getting my hands dirty for the past few months. The boss says if I keep it up, he'll make me a team leader.
That's promising, I guess. And you don't mind being away so much? The first few times it's exciting, but doesn't it become a drag? I don't need any more Chicago snow globes.
I don't mind. The company has racked up so many mileage points I can probably fly business class next time.
That'd be nice.
It's a new branch. These things happen sometimes. Good to be trusted. I like the responsibility. Gets me out of the office, too. Some of those ladies in there could talk the hind legs off a donkey.
Well, if you are going back to Chicago, I'll do a deep dive on souvenirs. I'll make a list for you. Definitely need more Catherine Ann chalks.
Again? I'll see what I can do.
Are you going to see your friend again?
Dunno yet.
I might go back to my parents' house.
What? Why? Why would you do that?
What's the big deal? Last time you went away, I was so bored. I may as well take the opportunity to go see my folks.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that might be a good idea. When you said you were going home, I thought you meant you'd had enough of me and were leaving.
I don't love you when I'm leaving. Is that what you thought I meant?
Cut it out, Allie. It's not funny. I really thought that's what you meant. Don't make fun of me, okay?
Sorry.
You know, people get divorced over things like this. Too many business trips, never seeing the wife and kids.
Some guys have a whole separate family in another state. I was watching a documentary on it the other day. While you were out of state! What's her name? How many kids do you have with her?
I'm serious. It happens all the time.
Really? How about the guys at your place?
Yes. Maybe. It's a big company, and I only know the private lives of my team. I guess it could be common. Larry in the foreign export division said it happened to him.
Not me. I like it. When you're away, I have all the time in the world to see friends, watch Netflix, drink wine for breakfast if I want to. Don't worry about me. I usually have a great time. Sorry, you probably don't want to imagine me having a good time when you are away working. I always look forward to you coming back with a big bag of souvenirs.
I reckon some wives don't see it that way.
What happened to Larry?
He came home from a trip to Colombia or somewhere and found the house dark and empty. His wife had taken the kids and all the furniture and left. There was a letter saying she had had enough of doing everything on her own. Raising the kids, doing everything necessary to keep the house going. He hasn't seen them since. No idea where they went.
Oh, I see. Poor Larry. You'd think the wife would have known what she was getting herself into.
I know, right? It's not like he suddenly started traveling. He had always spent a lot of time in Latin America, especially. I guess it just all got to be too much for her.
Yeah, it looks that way.
You never know what's going to happen. When I heard that, I felt miserable.
Can't be helped, right? Just because they were married and had kids together doesn't mean they knew each other perfectly. People grow apart. But not me. I like having my own free time.
Each couple has their own way of doing things. I can't comment on the lives and relationships of others.
You did say there were others who can't take it and get divorced.
It's mostly their own faults, though. They have affairs with women in cities they go to often. Like you said, some even have whole other families in other places. I even hear of a guy who had 4 wives and 11 kids, all spread out along the West Coast. How the hell does anyone afford that?
Wow, that's the kind of thing they make into television dramas.
The worst story I even heard was from one of the guys I entered the company with. He was living in the workers' dormitory. You know, the one behind the main building for youngish guys from out of town. He brought his girlfriend in and she started living there with him.
Didn't anyone notice?
Yeah, of course. But it saw young men living there, so I guess they liked having a pretty young woman there.
And what happened? Tell me!
His wife showed up one day unannounced. She was planning on surprising him for their wedding anniversary.
No way! How did he talk himself out of that?
He didn't. She threw all his things into the parking lot and set them on fire. All he could do was stand and watch.
And?
Eventually, the fire brigade came and put out the fire, and she filed for divorce the next day.
Extreme, but yeah, it served him right.
She took him to the cleaners for alimony and child support. He's screwed now until the kids are adults. At least one of them isn't even in elementary school yet.
Ouch.
That's not all. He was fined for destroying company property and handed a demotion along with a pay cut. My bosses don't mess around when it comes to company image. He really got hammered from all sides.
I suppose he got what was coming to him.
I saw him the other day and he's a shell of his former self. I really felt sorry for him. I even offered to take him out for dinner. I didn't catch his answer as he shuffled off. I swear I'll never end up like that.
I'm not defending him. Of course not. But he was pretty careless about it, don't you think? I mean, having his girlfriend move into the workers' accommodation? That's a fatal error of overconfidence.
I guess.
Oh, Max, they're calling me. I've got to go. See ya!
Okay. Sorry to text you suddenly. Pretty pointless conversation. See you at home tonight. Allie, call me back as soon as you see this text, okay?
What happened? Is everything okay?
This is going to sound strange, but have you been into my study recently? Did you move anything around?
What? I almost never go in there. I gave it a quick vacuum the other day, but I didn't touch anything. Oh, I emptied the trash can. That's it as far as I can remember.
Yeah, okay. Forget I mentioned it. Sorry to bother you at work.
That's okay. There's not much to do today. All the division heads have been gone all week at a citywide conference. Something to do with renewables. I'm more interested in why you texted me. Did something go missing? Did you lose something?
Why do you ask?
What? No, I'm wondering if you lost something. You obviously thought it was worth asking me. Now I'm curious. Did you misplace something? To be honest, I just thought you watched Netflix in there. You're a little space to relax. Like Superman's Fortress of Solitude.
No, I didn't lose anything. It just looks as if the cabinet in the back with all the important documents has been touched. Rearranged a bit. Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I did it when I had had a few whiskeys and don't remember.
That's a bit spooky. I hope it was you. What part looks different?
The bottom drawer. It has a lock, but I've never bothered using it. I suppose I should be more careful. It's got our passports and insurance documents in it. Nothing else really, just things that would be annoying to replace. I just thought you might have moved a few things around or put something in there.
Nope. As I said, I gave it a once-over with the vacuum the other day, but I didn't touch anything except the trash. I was in a hurry. Maybe I knocked it with the end of the vacuum? That might have moved things around inside it. That's all I can really think of.
Yeah, maybe. That's a possibility. But it really does look like everything has been shuffled around.
Do you keep important work things in there too? Hey, you don't think we were burgled, do you? I hate to think someone has been in our place while we were out. Or while we were asleep.
Nah, nothing that would get me into trouble at work. I'm not a former vice president. Don't worry about it. And if there had been someone in our house, they would have taken valuables and not just rummaged through my filing cabinet.
That's true, I suppose. My jewelry is still all there as far as I know. And my piggy bank.
I've had a look through it and there doesn't seem to be anything missing. It just looks, I don't know, different somehow. And if you didn't do it, I'm probably imagining things. As I said, maybe I banged into the cabinet after one too many whiskeys and the papers got messed around. It's possible, I suppose.
Well, lucky nothing is missing. That's the main thing.
Yeah, true. I just have to ask one more time. You really didn't touch anything? You can tell me, I won't be mad at you.
Do you think I would? Why are you acting so suspiciously? Have you got something to hide? Should I be worried?
Just asking.
Well, it wasn't me. I didn't even know you had passports and things in there. I thought that filing cabinet was just part of the junk you'd accumulated over the years and didn't want to throw away. You know I never go into your study. I must have been in there less than 5 times since we moved into that house.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Allie. It was just eating away at me. I had to ask.
No problem. Can I get back to work? Even though the bosses aren't here, I need to pretend to be doing something in case they check the office CCTV footage.
It's pretty late. Have you finished? Let me know when you see this text.
I'm done. I've been home for a while. What's up? How's Chicago this time? I saw on the news it's 34 degrees Fahrenheit there.
Moving along, slowly. The boss seems to have settled on a regular staff lineup, but I'm training up a new sales team. And yeah, it's cold out. Luckily, I don't have to spend much time in it. So you're home. Good. I need you to go into my study and open up that filing cabinet.
That sounds mysterious. What's up? Is there a present or something in there? It isn't my birthday or our anniversary, though.
There are divorce papers in there. I know this will come as a shock, but I've given it a lot of thought. You don't have to do it right away, but make sure you've filled them out by the time I get back.
Okay.
What? Okay. Just like that? You aren't going to ask why or put up a fight?
Nah, there really isn't any point.
No point. This isn't how I imagined it going. I rehearsed this conversation in my head over and over. Reasons and justifications.
Well, it would be a shame to waste it. Go ahead. Let's hear it. I'm sure it's good if you've been practicing a lot.
No, it's okay.
I hate to break it to you, but, well, we're already divorced.
What? Already divorced? How? What?
Yeah, sorry, Max. I told a little lie to you the other day.
The other day? When? I've been gone for the last week.
Okay, not the other day. But remember you were saying that someone had shuffled the papers in your filing cabinet? I said I didn't know anything about it, right? Well, I did. I couldn't resist having a look at what was in there. At first, I just wanted to see if the insurance documents hadn't expired. Things like that.
So it was you. I didn't want to think it was, but who else could it have been?
Sorry. I was careful to put everything back where it was. Well, that was my intention anyway. It's pretty dim in that room. I obviously wasn't as careful as I thought.
Why would you do that?
I heard you talking on the phone in there. I clearly heard you say you'd gotten divorce papers and you'd ask me to sign them the next time you were away on business.
So you took the papers to City Hall?
Sure did. I signed my name, took them in, and it was all done there and then. It's just downstairs from me, and I know the two guys that process all those kinds of forms. Births, deaths, marriages, and divorces. Usually it takes much longer, but Pete and Smithy did it all in about 10 minutes. The perks of working in City Hall, huh? Anyway, I'm back at my parents' house.
Back at your parents'?
I moved out. I'm staying here from now on. Mom and Dad were delighted. I'm back in my old room.
Didn't your father turn that room into his taxidermy studio?
Yes. The first few nights I couldn't sleep with all the foxes and other animals staring at me.
Creepy. But why didn't you tell me you'd handed in the papers and moved out?
It was going to happen whether you knew or not. I didn't want you rushing back and getting in the way. Oh, and by the way, I took the papers in the day I sent you to the airport. As soon as you went through to the departure lounge, I drove over to the divorce counter and gave Pete and Smithy the papers. Then I went home and packed all my stuff, loaded it into a moving van that afternoon, and headed to my folks' house. All done in one afternoon. Strike while the iron is hot, as they say.
I don't know what to say. I don't think that's so applicable in this case.
Okay, call it a preemptive strike then. Strike hard, strike first, no mercy.
Isn't that from a karate show?
Yeah, maybe. I heard it somewhere and liked it. Oh, and I've already told your parents. Sorry, but I'm sure they want to ask a whole bunch of questions when you get home.
Oh, why did you tell them? They'll never let up. I'll be interrogated for days.
Well, I'm sure you can give them a satisfactory answer.
Wait. I was intending to sit down and talk with you before going ahead with anything.
Sit down and talk about what? Give me a break, will ya? I've always been there for you. Even when you started having more and more business trips to Chicago, I just accepted it. I'll admit the thought that you might be meeting someone crossed my mind. That friend from university, for example. You were clever enough to never say it was a he or a she, but I just trusted you. You still hadn't directly given me any reason for divorce, but I didn't want to lie awake at night wondering when you were going to hand me those forms. You and your friend betrayed me. You betrayed my trust. For that, I'll never forgive you.
So, you know?
Of course. I did some research. I know enough. I know who it is you've been seeing, too. It's Nikki from my economics class, right? I called her and she was so shocked she didn't have enough time to think up a convincing excuse.
You talked to her?
Yes. At first, I thought you were meeting in Chicago. That she had moved there from here. But the deeper I dug, the more it looked like you were both leaving from here together. I've got a friend at the airport who works for the main domestic carrier out of our airport. She has seen you and Nikki leaving on flights to Chicago on no less than 3 occasions this year. I couldn't just file for divorce with nothing to back it up. It doesn't matter how well I know the guys at the divorce desk. Even they wouldn't process it without a reason. But an eyewitness made it a whole lot easier.
And you told my parents that?
Of course. I couldn't just tell them I had divorced you and leave it at that. They deserve an explanation, too. You'll have to give them one. I told them what I knew.
Wait a minute, Allie. If we are going to get divorced, we need to sit down and talk about it face to face.
What the hell are you talking about? Face to face? I had no intention of getting divorced in the first place. You lied to me. You tried to cover up the fact that you were having an affair with irreconcilable personality differences. That's what you wrote on the forms as your reason. What a coward. You and your friend had better be prepared. I'm going to rain down fire upon you. You'll regret ever crossing me. I'm going to crush you.
Wait a minute. The business trips weren't a lie. I really was sent by my boss to Chicago. He was happy with the job I did, so kept sending me back. Please don't cause a scene at work. They didn't do anything wrong.
That part may be true, but you went with her, didn't you? The business trip was just a convenient way to cover your tracks. Or try to. You basically repeated what your idiot colleague did at the workers' dormitory. No? This story isn't so different.
No, it's not like that.
Did she help you choose the souvenirs you brought back each time? I couldn't stand looking at those damn Chicago snow globes any longer, so I threw them all in the dumpster. Just thinking of them makes me want to break something. Did you really think I was that stupid? I bet the two of you had a great time laughing about how I didn't know a thing. Ha ha ha! Allison is so stupid.
I'm sorry, but hear me out, okay? I'll take my punishment. I'll pay whatever you want, I promise. Just give me the chance to talk things through. The three of us. Can you give me that chance? Please. Let me explain.
Out of the question. I don't want to see your cheating face. I'm going to screw you over so badly you'll wish you never asked me out on that first date all those years ago. And that floozy you have now? She'll wish she'd never been drawn into this mess too. Goodbye.
Allison, wait. I apologize. Please rethink what you are about to do. I said I'd pay alimony. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cheating on you. I feel terrible. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. I'm really, truly sorry. But did you really have to tell all your friends and everyone in the neighborhood? I was putting out the trash this morning and Mrs. Anderson at number 14 gave me the most disgusted look. Like she was cursing me with her eyes. It was terrifying. And why block me out of all the family WhatsApp groups? Isn't that going too far?
I told you I'd never forgive you. I still can't believe you'd take your mistress on trips away for work. You never once asked if I'd like to go, did you? Did it even cross your mind? I bet you it didn't. And if you think I'm just going to fade away, live at my parents' house, and not cause you any trouble, you need to think again.
If we sit down and talk and forgive each other, I know we can come to some sort of an arrangement. Maybe even an agreement that suits us both. Isn't that the normal thing people do?
Normal? Forgive each other? Did you get hit in the head? You do know what you did, right? What wife of sane mind wouldn't divorce her scumbag husband? And the next time I see you and Nikki together, what am I supposed to do? Just sit there and think, oh, there she is with my ex-husband, la la la. And we're supposed to stay friends? That's normal? I'll be telling everyone what happened too, by the way. Friends, family, colleagues. Be prepared for that.
Allie. Don't do that, please. Can't we just sit down and talk about it?
Don't do it. Really? You just expect me to accept all of this without so much as a word of resistance. What do I get out of it? I lose a husband and gain what? This is incredibly presumptuous of you to think you're going to get a victory here. Oh, no. I will make you suffer.
If you spread rumors about me, I may not be able to show my face in town ever again. Do you know what that will mean? I'll probably have to quit my job. I won't be able to make alimony payments.
Why not just ask for a permanent transfer to Chicago? You and your darling could start new lives up there. Nobody would ever know you were a scumbag and she was a husband stealer.
I'm serious. And my parents won't stop calling me. I've had 43 calls from my mother this morning alone.
My father called them. They had a long talk. You've made 4 new enemies.
Why did he have to go and do that?
He's furious. You better watch out. I'm not joking either. He may be getting old, but don't forget he was a Marine. I'd start running if you ever see him coming towards you.
Oh, God.
I don't think you realize what you've done. It's a neighborhood-wide scandal. Why did it have to be Nikki?
What's it got to do with the rest of the neighborhood?
Her parents live 4 doors down. Everyone knows everyone in this neighborhood. So are you going to marry her? Is that how this goes? I'd hate to be you going to talk to her parents. Imagine them having to explain that you changed wives and the guy from 4 doors up the road was not Bob and Cindy's son-in-law anymore, but theirs. You total idiot.
Just stop it, Allison. Please. That's enough.
Stop? I'm just getting started. There is a lot more in store. I warned you.
Forgive me. I know I have treated you badly, but I had to follow my heart.
Your heart? I don't think it was your heart that was leading you to Chicago with Nikki. You knew what you were doing. If you weren't prepared to deal with the consequences of being exposed, then you shouldn't have done it in the first place. Weren't you happy? I thought you were. Was it just greed? Or boredom?
I'm sorry.
Sorry? Sorry you got caught, right? You're no better than those celebrities that make a public apology. Because they got caught. Your words mean nothing to me. There was a time when I trusted you. I thought we were different. You and I against the world. You'd tell me stories of tumultuous affairs and we'd laugh. But Max, this is just the beginning. You're going to regret what you have done.
The beginning? You aren't going to tell my boss, are you? He texted me just now asking me to come in. It's Sunday. What have you done? I can't lose this job. It means so much to me. I've worked so hard to rebuild my boss's trust after what happened.
Must be urgent. I wonder what has happened. Maybe he needs you to fly back to Chicago this minute. Do you think Nikki can get ready with such short notice?
That's not helping, Allie.
Don't call me that. Well, I don't want to hold you up. Best you be getting on down there. You don't want to keep the boss waiting, do you?
Wait, Allison. You don't have to do this. We were best friends. Please don't destroy my life. We grew up together. I've known you since kindergarten. Allison! Don't do this, please. Think of our families. They'll be mortified. I'm truly, truly sorry. Please just hear me out. Can you do that?
You just want to talk? Are you going to pay alimony? Before that happens, we have nothing to talk about. And I don't want to mess around with having to ask you every month when you miss a payment. I want it all up front in one payment.
Please just hear me out. Okay? Listen to me. It's not like it seems. I was misled. She has a certain power over me. I was helpless, I swear.
There's that word again. Swear. I really think you need to use a dictionary. You don't seem to understand the meaning.
There's no way I can pay you $100K up front. You know how much money I had saved. We had saved. You can take all of that for a start. But you know how much I earn. You were always against investing after your father lost everything in 2008. I could give you every last cent I made and it still wouldn't be enough.
I don't plan on resolving this with money. If I thought that would give me satisfaction, I would have taken everything you have already. I don't think you are grasping the full extent to which I intend to pursue this. I won't stop until you are both broken, ostracized, mentally and physically brought down on your knees. Were you hoping for some out-of-court settlement? Did you think you could simply buy your way out of it? There you go again, being presumptuous. This fairy tale doesn't end well for you. I hope you stick around to see the stupid prince and his cheating lover live unhappily ever after. You won't settle this any other way. I'll see you in court.
Come on, Allison. Can't we work something out? I'm begging you. Let's talk it over. Come to an arrangement. If it ends up in court, I could be there for days. I'll never find another job. Please, Allison.
Okay, $100K. In cash. Pay me before the end of the month and I'll leave you alone.
You know I don't have that sort of money. I've never had that sort of money. We only make ends meet because you work too. You know that.
Speaking of jobs, what did your boss want the other day? Did he ask you to come in quickly so he could personally thank you for all the hard work and make you vice president of all their operations?
He fired me. He was really straight with me. Told me he was really happy with the work I'd done in the past. He was going to give me the manager's position at the new branch. That would have meant us moving to Chicago. But he tore up the contract right in front of my eyes and set fire to it in the trash can. Then he threw his coffee mug at me. It almost hit me in the head. After that, I couldn't understand what he was screaming about. It was mostly curse words and spit.
Oh, brilliant! That's what happens. This town isn't big enough to brush something like that under the rug. Serves you right. I bet you charged all the hotel room service for the two of you to your work account, didn't you? I know I'm right. You're such a loser. It's basically theft. You're lucky the company isn't taking you to court, too.
My whole life has fallen down around me. How much more are you going to punish me?
You think it's my fault? I haven't done a thing. This was all your doing. Didn't you think you might get caught? As I said, if you were willing to do such a thing, you needed to be willing to face what might happen if and when you were caught. You cheated on your wife. You were having an affair. All I did was tell people about it. You aren't trying to blame me, are you? That would just make things worse.
You didn't have to tell my boss. We could have worked it out, the three of us.
There you go again. I have no desire to talk to the pair of you. You disgust me. I never want to see your faces again unless they are poking out from under a tarpaulin under a bridge.
Things were going well at the new Chicago branch. I was in line for a promotion before this happened.
So you think it was an error of timing? That's a strange way to look at things. I simply told people what was happening. I neither exaggerated it or tried to play it down. I simply told the truth. You'd been taking your mistress, one of my friends, on business trips to Chicago with you. I don't think I've done anything wrong. I'm sure the courts will see it from my point of view. The funny thing is, you told me about your colleague, the young guy who brought his girlfriend to live at the workers' dormitory. We laughed about it. You said you'd never do anything like that. I guess you just thought you weren't that stupid. At that time, I was genuinely happy to have a husband who wasn't a dirty cheat. But all the while, you were doing the same thing. In fact, when I started to get suspicious, when I found the divorce papers, it was that story that prompted me to start investigating. If you hadn't told me about it, I probably would have just asked you about them. And then you would have laughed it off with some implausible but not entirely impossible excuse as to how you came to have them, and I may have even swallowed it. But somehow, the story of that young guy cheating on his wife kept coming to mind. It festered inside me. The more I thought about it, the more it started to drive me crazy. So in a way, you were the one who gave me a push in the right direction. From then on, it was a simple matter of texting my friend at the airline desk. Easy.
I'm sorry. I messed up badly. I'm really sorry, Allison. I don't know why I did it. The thrill of something new. I'm sorry. Because of what I've done, my parents won't speak to me. They've completely cut me off. Nikki won't talk to me. She blames me for everything. The last text I got was her saying goodbye and that she couldn't show her face in this town again. She won't answer my calls. My parents won't talk to me. I've got nowhere to go. No job, no wife, no house.
Oh dear. So the woman you were willing to cheat on your wife with turns and runs at the first sign of trouble? Not such a great catch after all, huh?
Forgive me, Allison. I'll make everything right. Let's go back to how things were. We could renew our vows. We could start again. Just you and me. I know I'm asking a lot, but you've got to take me back. I'm lost without you. I really will end up living under a bridge.
Yeah, that's never going to happen. But hey, this town may be small, but it punches way above its weight in the number of bridges it has. I'm sure you'll find a nice one. After all you've done, maybe a nice long spell of living carefree under a bridge might do you good. I imagine it will be very humbling.
Come on, Allison. Give me another chance, I'm begging you.
You found yourself all alone, so you come running back to me, tail between your legs. And yet I'm the one you disrespected. I'm the one you cheated on. I'm the last person that will forgive you. I hope you die alone. Lonely and miserable. Nikki saw her friend happily married and decided to move in on her friend's husband. Guys that fall for that sort of thing are just as equally to blame. They really are the worst kind of scumbags. I suppose people like Max just can't imagine it all falling down around them. Until it does. Sometimes in spectacular fashion. Like the young guy whose wife suddenly showed up at the workers' dormitory and set fire to his belongings. I've got no idea what those two are up to now. Last I heard, Nikki had left town. In the end, the court ordered Max to pay me alimony in monthly installments. More than the financial settlement, I totally ruined Max's chances of ever finding another job in that line of work again. It's probably the only thing he can do well, too. For that, I'm very satisfied. I told him I was going to rain down fire upon him. That may have been a little bit of an exaggeration, but at least he'll think twice about betraying someone who loves him. Or maybe he won't. Perhaps guys like that are doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over. I bumped into a school friend the other day who told me Max was rumored to be flipping burgers in the daytime and cleaning schools at night. I don't give a damn, as long as the monthly payments come in. But I do hope that every single payday, when he sees most of it going out of his account to mine, he remembers what he did. And if it ever gets to be too much, as I told him, this town, for its small population, sure does have a lot of bridges. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment. Bye!